Yes.
It's 4:02, and I believe we have a quorum for the Metropolitan Council meeting this April 9th, 2025. I'm Charlie Zelli, Chair, and it's good to see you all. We do not have a robust agenda. In fact, we have a short agenda, but it's really important, so I appreciate everybody being here. When we started reading our land, water, and people acknowledgement, I suggested we will distribute that responsibility among the council. And since the first district representative is not here, it is most appropriate, we have our vice chair from District 2, Councilmember Chandler. Will you read the statement?
My pleasure. I'm reading the Dakota Land, Water, and People Acknowledgement. The Metropolitan Council acknowledges that the land we currently call Minnesota, and specifically the 7-county region, is the ancestral homeland of the Dakota Oyate, who are present and active contributors to our thriving region. As part of the Metropolitan Council's commitment to address the unresolved legacy of genocide, dispossession, and settler colonialism, and the fact that government institutions, including the Met Council, benefited from economically, politically, institutionally after forcible removal of the Dakota Oyate. The Met Council is dedicated to instilling land, water, and people commitments in regional policy. These commitments support the Dakota Oyate, the 11 federally recognized tribes in Minnesota, Ho-Chunk Nation, and the Indian American communities representing over 150 diverse tribal nations that call the 7-county region home.
Thank you. And as I mentioned, we have a fairly brief agenda with the consent business items and a couple of appointment ratifications. And unless I hear otherwise, I will take the agenda as being approved. We do have minutes from our council meeting on March 26th that were sent out in advance. Unless there are corrections or additions, I would entertain a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, those minutes are approved. And this is the time in our meeting where we invite members of the public to address the council on matters not on the agenda. And people are invited to register in advance, and I'm looking at an empty sheet. Nobody has registered in advance. And I've been advised not to take that personally. But it is open for those that wish to come in future meetings. All right, with that, we have a consent business agenda with 3 items listed. Is there a motion and a second to approve the consent business items?
Move approval.
Second.
Thank you, thank you. All right, any discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the consent business items have been approved. There are no reports from the community development. There are no reports from management committee. I'm saying this all out loud to extend time. There are no reports from the transportation committee. There are no joint reports. There are 2 items of other business. 2025-91, appointment to the Transportation Advisory Board, which is, as we all know, really important board that helps determine our federal disbursements. There is a District H alternate, Rachel Chinitz, which I am recommending for appointment. Those person was determined with the consultation of our nominating committee, which was Councilmember Deb Barber and our MTS Director, Charles Carlson. So thank you, Councilmember Barber. There she is. We're applauding in anticipation of a favorable vote. Is there a motion and a second to approve my appointment?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Thank you, thank you. Any discussion, debate? Would you like to? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, that, I will. Thank you. Thank you so much for your willingness to serve as an alternate for District H. We also now, before us, have appointments to the Land Use Advisory Committee. And like our past appointment, we had a nominating committee, and this was the great fortune we have from our very new LUAC chair, Councilmember Diego Morales, and then our past immediate former chair, but current council member, Wendy Wolf, who helped go through a number of names for the Land Use Advisory Committee. And we have 2 open districts, but we have most of our 16 districts covered. Tom McKee, the mayor of Corcoran, Lona Doolan, Santhony City Council, Eric Anderson, Gerald Brunner, Town Board Supervisor of Watertown Township, Kathy Hoffer, McCall, Sean Hayford O'Leary, Richfield City Council, Robert Gliski, Gunnar Carlson, Noah Keller, Burketta Gilo, Dan Rowe, Mayor Roseville, Kristen Libby, Scandia City Council, William Droste, Dakota County Commissioner, Mei Chong Yang, Ramsey County Commissioner, and Daniel Walter, Lakeville City Council. And with those recommendations, I'd entertain a motion and a second to ratify their appointments.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, thank you. Any discussion? All right, yes, Councilmember Vento.
Mr. Chair and Councilmember Morales and Councilmember Wolf, just a quick question. Would it help if we recruited for the 2 vacancies?
Great question, Councilmember Morales.
We do have one more interview set up for this week for one of the vacancies, but we would need help for one of the districts. I think it's District 15 that we still have pending.
Okay.
We did have an interview for District 15, but we do have all of our elected officials to have a quorum for the Land Use Advisory Committee.
Okay. Well,
But if you do know somebody, it would be greatly appreciated.
I don't know somebody who's interested, I don't think, but I know somebody who'd help recruit.
Great,
I'll do that.
do that. And again, thank you, council members and Councilmember Vento for your volunteer time, and that is a lot of interviews. And with that, any more discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, those appointments have been ratified. On to reports. Does any council members have anything they would like to share? We have an hour and 50 minutes. In case
Overshare.
Overshare, in case you want to overshare. I will cut you off. All right, Mr. Regional Administrator.
I've got 17 updates, Mr. Chair. Just had to do it. Just 3 quick updates for everybody. On the legislative side, I'll just say we continue to be hard at work at a point in the session when things are kind of both narrowing down and also remain in the challenging spot of negotiation across both bodies and in the work that happens with the revised governor's budget now out. I know that Judge Shettinen's up at the Capitol right now for the Senate Transportation Finance Committee meeting happening. I anticipate that by the end of the week, we'll have greater clarity on preliminary budgets coming out of both the House and Senate as it comes to transportation, just to give a sense of kind of what we're seeing and where we're at in that process. And we've continued to have opportunities to testify on bills related to procurement and the work at the council to expand opportunities here to use procurement tools, to continue our work around parks and open space. We've been involved. So thanks to all the staff across the organization who have been up at the Capitol representing the council in various ways over the past week and a half. And I think generally things have been going well. Every day is a new day at this point in the session. So I don't want to forecast anything I can't yet, but we'll keep you updated as we learn more. And there's a lot that's going to happen, obviously, in the next few weeks. As people have been very hard at work to agree to targets in the House with both parties in a power sharing agreement. And we're in uncharted kind of territory in terms of understanding how it all comes to the end. But just wanted to give that brief update.
Right.
And then two other topics on Monday, the chair and I, as well as other staff, as well as Councilmember Morales and Councilmember Chambliss, participated in a conversation with communities, mainly in Anoka County. Sherburne County was there as well, on just an update on the North Star light rail line, where we're at in the process, what's, the evaluation to date about how did we get to this point where we're working through an evaluation, what does that look like? And really it was a listening chance for us as much as sharing anything about what are communities most concerned about, what do they see as opportunities, and making sure they're aware that we are in the midst of getting ready to listen more out in those communities coming forward. I would define the conversation as productive and positive. I mean, communities appreciate the opportunity to be heard. They specifically wanted to highlight the community assets that the development of that project has brought to their area. So even on an underperforming, by most standards, commuter rail line, that doesn't mean that transit-oriented development hasn't been built, pedestrian access that would have never otherwise been built in those communities that's been stood up. And so as we move forward, how are we thinking closely about the good things in our communities that we have seen because of the work that this organization and others have put in over the last 20 years in that corridor? And I'm just looking quick in case anyone wants to add anything else from that meeting.
I think it was well said. We're open and in listening mode and wanting to make sure that communities continue to receive benefits related to transportation around those areas.
Absolutely. And, the biggest takeaway for me is that these assets where the value comes in does not necessarily degrade if you think about increasing service in new and improved ways that match today's travel demands. It actually offers opportunities to further build on what has been built. And that's a real exciting opportunity for us. And even though change can feel scary at times, by engaging with our communities, we're feeling optimistic. Final update, the chair and I tomorrow are going to go to the 2025 Citizens League event recognizing two community pillars, one of whom is Peter Bell, former chair of this organization. Just wanted to highlight that Mr. Bell is one of the honorees, and I know many of you have had the opportunity to work with him either here or in other capacities, and I had that good fortune as well in other times, and really excited that he's being recognized, and it's an acknowledgement of the important work this organization does every day to help shape the region, and one of your own is being recognized. I was excited to share that with all of you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all I got.
Chair, Ryan, I'm sorry, I just missed who was recognizing Peter Bell.
Sorry, the Citizens League is doing their 2025 honorees. And
Great,
it's
thank you.
Peter Bell and then Sharon McMahon, best-selling author and podcaster
From Duluth,
from Duluth, known as America's government teacher.
right? Oh, yeah. That's Councilmember Vento.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ryan, would it be possible, once there's a little more clarity as to what's happening in Washington regarding what's in the budget bills going through the House and Senate in Washington, I'm particularly concerned about the impact on environment, transit, and housing?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that suggestion, Councilmember. It's very unclear right now where that's going to be, even within the parties that are in the majority, but we will track that and bring that back when we can.
Thank you. Councilmember Wolf.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to be at the Citizens League thing, too. I
Great,
don't want to
great.
be left out.
Great. No, there's a number of us will be there. Yeah. Ms. General Counsel.
Mr. Chair, council members, I'll pass.
Well, thank you for coming for today. I would just say a couple other things, adding on what Ryan mentioned. He and I appeared before a oversight committee as a result to answer questions about the Office of Legislative Auditors last report on, we think it's the last report of the Southwest Light Rail project. And a lot of the media have kind of portrayed some of the negative criticism we got at that hearing. That wasn't easy. But if I had to observe, most of those concerns related to both the field work of the OLA and the decisions and the situations we were facing 4 to 5 years ago. So it's just more of a, I would say, posturing, and I will just say that word, to the frustration of having a project that was over budget, which we have readily acknowledged. Actually, our private conversations with the OLA, and actually even as recently as right after that hearing, they said, we have come a long way and we should be proud of the work that our project team has done. So I just want to, and I will actually be at the project office tomorrow to kind of tell everybody involved in that project that we're actually quite proud of the work that we have done. 85% done. We are on track to be open in 2027. And when you think about the negotiation to keep that project going and to not have any slip in any of those expenses over the past really 3 years since we've been engaged in this project, I think it's a real testimony to the perseverance and the endurance of that project team. And I think they've taken a lot of kind of media criticism, but I really don't think that it truly reflects the work that they've done. So, and it was our honor to sit up there and hear those criticism, but we had to kind of be a little bit philosophical because honestly, I think when we said the taxpayers have been well represented, we mean it. And I think we actually do have a clue. And there was criticism of this council for not being responsive or caring about a regional interests, and I think we do. Whether we're elected or appointed, it would, in our view, doesn't really matter. What matters is the results of what we produce. So I will continue to say that for many years, wherever I am, and I hope and expect you to be feeling the same way. Sometimes it's hard to read something that is, we feel, not representative of our reality, and this is one of those cases. But we're what Mother would suggest is we take the long view, and that's the business we're in. So appreciate everybody who was kind of there, being supportive, because we've got people who've really been committed to this for some time, and we certainly have an honor to hear them report directly to us, but I just thought that you should hear that from us. So having said that, it's a beautiful day in St. Paul, and we've conducted our business, so stay tuned. I will also say that we've had more information items over the year. We've canceled a couple of committee of the holes. I think whether it's the fact that we've got a lot going on with the legislature, we've done so much work until the approval of particularly the Regional Development Guide. It seems like we're kind of in a point where we're going to take a breath, but we will be coming back with more information items and some more opportunity to consider in the weeks and months ahead. So, but I notice this is, and I know we've canceled next week too, but after Easter break, expect to come back and be engaged. Thanks, everyone. This meeting is adjourned.